Next we want to calculate the present value. Present value. Okay, and we want to call this year 1. Drag that across, 3, 4, 5. And let's just give it some color. Now the discount rate that we're going to use is 1%. Now the reason I'm going to use 1% is because at best, if I go to the bank and ask them to give me interest on my money, at best I'll get 1% interest, if that. And this is the world that we live in. In times gone by, you could have used 5 or 6%, but to me, making this investment, 1% is the present value that I'm going to use. So now these forecasts, we're assuming, the end of the year. So let's just calculate the present value. So it's equal to PV. Now a nice thing in Excel is if you just click in here and then click this FX button, this whole thing comes up explaining what each of the inputs are. So the rates, we're going to use this 1%, and then we want to just hit F4 again. Next, NPER is number of payment periods in an investment. Okay, so let's just cancel this again because we need let's just insert a row. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's do that again. Equals PV, present value, and FX rate is that, F4. Number of periods is going to be 1 year for this particular one. That's blank. Future value. Now you've got to make this a negative number. So minus year 1. It's got to be a negative number because that's just the way the cash flows work for this particular calculation. So that it's positive, so equals OK. And let's just format that. So comma, gets rid of the pound sign. And then let's just drag it to the right. And then we need to add terminal value. The PV of the terminal value. And that's also 5. And let's just select in there. Okay, so it's sitting on the terminal value. 1%, 5. Fantastic. Format that, sorry. And then just select it all. Double click. Got errors. So we just want to, if error, all of that, and then put a 0 at the end. Oh yes, something I forgot to do. So this 1 over here, AF3, we need to anchor that. So function F4, and then it's just the $ by the 3, so that's anchored. Drag that across, double click. Hey, there we go. So let's just click in here. Looking at the right year 5, fantastic. So now we just want to put in the valuation. So let's color this column. It's a new block. I'm going to call this valuation. Now simply, the first thing we do is we just sum up all of these present values. Equals sum. Select all of that. Enter. But we need to do something just in case the valuation is like a crazy number. As in, what we're going to say a crazy number is more than 10 times its stock price. If that's the case, we want it to just return an error value. So we want to say if, open bracket, close brackets, if all of this, Control C, is greater than its price times 10, give me, in quotes, what have I done? Give me ERR, so just for us to know it's an error. But if it's not greater than 10 times, just give me the sum. Okay. So, here's an example. Something was weird on that line in the data. Okay, well, it's blank, so yeah, would give you some funny things. So we just got that in there. Now the next thing for us to do is to pull in the current price data. So let's just label this column here, current price, save. Now we need, let's just call this sheet rename, valuation, and then this sheet we're going to call curp, current price. So what we want to open up is allstockprices.csv. Where did I save it? So findat allstockprices.csv. There we go. So yeah, in the findat folder, there's a file called all stock prices. That's what you want. Now we're going to do something fun here. I want you to select an A1 and then Shift Control right arrow, Control C, and then go back to the valuation sheet in A1, right click, paste special, transpose, and it sort of pastes it the other way. And then we want to go back to the sheet, the all prices. Actually, go right to the bottom. So DHC, Shift, Control, left arrow. Keep going, and that takes you to the very last date. So for me, it was the 16th of October when I ran this. And then Control C. Please excuse my computer. It's the fan is blowing. And then right click in column B1. Paste special. Transpose. And let's drag that across. Cool. Let's format it nicely. Undo. Control Z. So there we go. This formatting is fine for now because I don't want to mess up this date. So now we're going to do a VLOOKUP. Okay, so the relevant code here, we're going to bring back the relevant price. So we're going to go equals VLOOKUP and the value that we're looking up is A, comma, and we're looking up in this table A to B, okay, comma, we want to bring back the second column, second column, so comma 2, and this is important, it needs to be an exact match, so false. Okay, enter. 66765 for A. 66765. Cool. And before we drag this down, let's put some error trapping on it. So, if error brackets, we want it to return an empty cell. So, 2 quotes with nothing in. And double click. So let's just check Apple 218295. Hey, that looks about right. Cool. So we want to now calculate the variance, i.e. the difference between, let's just color this, the difference between the price and the valuation. So we take the current price minus the valuation. So this current price is $30 greater than the valuation. Okay. Let's just see if there's any errors. We got some errors. So we want to just put some error trapping on that. So if error give us 0. Okay. Now let's just put some formatting on this. So format cells, and then number, and then custom, and then click red, and then where you got this minus sign, just put in a bracket. There we go. So next thing we want is we want to calculate percentage var. So the percentage that it's what percent it's higher or lower. So that's the variance divided by the current price, which is equal to that divided by, and let's just put a percent sign. Okay, so we got a variance in here. So what we're really looking for is here. Current price is 53, but we value it as 124. So that's 135% variance. So let's just put some conditional formatting on this. So conditional formatting on the home, and then highlight cell rules, less than. If it's less than 0. Okay. Now the fun bit. What we do now is you control down arrow in AO, shift control left, then up. So now we've selected all of the data, and then you click on data, and you click on insert, and then you click on pivot table. Yes, we do want a new worksheet. Click OK. So what we want in this pivot table is code. Oh. We want the code. We want, actually we don't need that for now. We just need the code. Let's put in valuation. Sorry, wrong place. We put in the sum. Valuation. Current price. We're going to change this, so click on that down arrow, value field settings. Make it sum. Value field settings, make it sum. And now we just want to click on this again to just format it because it looks ugly. Value field settings, number format, custom. This one, the red, backspace, put the brackets around it. Okay. Do the same thing for the other one. Number format, custom, there, backspace, brackets. Okay. And then we want to pull in percentage variance. And then we want to change this to sum. Now why sum is okay is because there's only one of these values. It's always going to bring, so A 3867 and 0.43. Let's just go to that. So there's A, there's 37.7, so 38, 67, 44. So it's bringing back the correct values. Great, so the last thing we're going to do is we just want to format this, value field settings, number format, and then you select percentage. Okay. Now this is cool. Select in here, and you want to go to more sort options, and we want this to be descending by sum of percentage variance. Okay. And there you go. Okay, we want it ascending, sorry. More sort options, ascending. And let's just freeze the panes. So here's a list of all the stocks that are trading below their current price. And there you go. We have 500 of them. So in the next video, personally, my next threshold is I'm only interested in stocks that are 30%, at least 30% below their valuation. So in the next video, I'm going to show you what I do to sort of reduce this list of 250 stocks down to a more manageable number that I can actually have a look at. So yes, the next video we're going to look at that, and then after that I'm going to show you how I analyzed the stocks in my portfolio that I talked about at the beginning of the course. So G3, CBL, Dine Equity, and GPS, which is Gap. For an up-to-date list or up-to-date valuation of the stocks, what I'm going to be selling is a monthly subscription to this particular spreadsheet that's up-to-date with my analysis of all the stocks that are undervalued. So that you can do with that what you wish. If you go onto the getrichslow.net website, you should see the subscription. It shouldn't be too much money. And yeah, so I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.